What is up, guys? We got the legend NickMSG. You
What's
know,
up?
been a crazy off season, and now it's training camp.
Yes.
So let's dive right into it. You know, what are your thoughts so far on the team and training camp? From what we've heard in media day.
I mean, I think the team definitely took the step in the right direction this offseason. You upgraded the point guard position from Alfred Payton to Kemba Walker, and you upgraded the shooting guard position from Reggie Bullock to Evan Fournier. I mean, I think the team definitely takes a hit defensively a little bit. They won't be as strong there, but they definitely gained the offense that they missed last year. As you saw in the playoffs, offense was the issue, not defense. Adding Kemba and Fournier definitely will take some pressure off of Randall going into postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. As you saw, Randall struggled in the postseason series against the Hawks, and we didn't have any firepower against them. But Kemba and Fournier, Fournier spot up 3 point shooter. Jumper's always wet. You got Kemba. Kemba might be old. People say, oh, he's old, he's injured, but I think he's a man on a mission this season. I think this could be a redemption season for him.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely. I mean,
so
he's coming off of a few disappointing seasons with Boston, that were plagued with injuries. I think he's definitely got a chip on his shoulder to prove everyone. And now he's back in New York. I think that only adds to it.
yeah, but Kemba, even when he played last year, he still dropped 19.3 points a game. That's still amazing stats, and he definitely contributed when he was on the floor in Boston also. So it's not like his impact is was lost last year, and he's definitely a team player. In that you hear him get praise all around the league. He was pretty loyal to Charlotte for 8 years. He could have easily got up and just left, but he didn't. So all respect to him, and I think he's got to be a good guy. He seems like he is proud to be here, and he seems like a tips guy who's going to give it his all every single
Yeah.
night.
Like native New Yorker, he's played big games at the Garden in the Big East tournament. He's used to the stage. And but the main thing with him is necessary. It's going to be the health. Can he stay healthy is going to be the question. And also the thing that the Knicks have, which makes the health is not a serious issue, is the depth at the position because obviously you got Rose coming off the bench, and even McBride is the third guy. I think he's gonna be solid.
Yeah, McBride, he showed out in summer league. He was definitely pretty elite. Derrick Rose, he definitely I feel will still have a spot. A lot of people, as you heard with Kemba and Rose and all them, it seems like they have a plan, and it seems like Derrick Rose wanted Kemba here and that, and Derrick Rose, he's like, was he 35 and that, or
He's like 32. But like, yeah,
32?
that's the main thing is that like he's matured now and he's beyond that point where he wants to be the star. He's now in the point where, he just wants to win, help develop the young guys. And because, Rose addressed that in the press conferences. He said Kemba's a starter and then he's just going to be coming off the bench. And that's what Rose did last year. And it worked out amazing with that bench unit with Quickly at the two, Burks at the three, Toppin at the four, and this year, probably Robinson at the five, but we'll see. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Derrick Rose brought some energy off the bench. He was a quick bucket guy. He he's not a starting point guard, but we haven't had a good point guard in years. In that, I mean, our last year's point guard was Alfred Payton. So
yeah,
don't get me started. um, but yeah, I think things are gonna be good this season. We'll have lost stability, and I feel at the point guard spot, you know what you're gonna get every night, whether it's with Kemba Walker, Derrick Rose, and possibly Miles McBride, as he definitely shows a lot of potential.
yeah.
So I would definitely be excited if, like everyone else is right now. Um, Also, luckily, everything going around the league with the whole COVID protocol and vaccine and unvaccine, um, I don't talk about a lot of stuff like that. But what are your thoughts on like what like all these players are doing about all this protocol? You see Kyrie Irving, going out there, making scenes with the media and that. Thank God it's not us.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a real deal breaker when it comes to these teams because I believe Irving. Well, right now, I believe the only two spots that have this rule implemented are New York and San Francisco. So right now, it's really affecting Irving of the Nets and Wiggins with the Warriors. I mean, they're gonna have to get it because they're gonna take a huge hit financially because they won't be paid for the games that they miss.
And
And then
what's going to happen
not
to
even that,
yeah.
like it's just a huge headache with the team. Like, mhm.
I mean, whether you like it or not, I mean, you gotta get because this could affect your team and winning games. And I mean, luckily we're not having to deal with this with the Knicks and that. And what's so great is you see all these other teams going through drama and that. You're like, for once, it's not us.
Exactly. For once, we're stable.
I mean, we're like a
There
good
hasn't really
team in
been
the league.
drama around the team in a while. Since Leon took over, there really hasn't been drama. Because if you think about it, before Leon took over in the 1920 season, that was a horrendous start to the season. Went like 3-9, 2-9, and Fizz got fired, and then
Yeah.
Mike Miller was the interim, and then it just kind of went down, down, down. And then Leon got hired in March, and then, the season got shut down. But there really hasn't been drama around the team in almost 2 years. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and it's a really good sign, and I really feel that Leon Rose has really had our team in a good direction, and you see that he's not done. He's already talking about something else. So, like, I mean,
I mean, I heard that when he was interviewed, he basically kept his options open by saying that,
yeah,
they're still going to be aggressive. They're always going to be looking to see who's available, which is nice. You always want to keep one eye open on the market, but also enjoy what you currently have. And that's what they're doing.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, he's like all right. Like, I mean, he definitely seems like he's ahead of the game in that, and I mean, he definitely has a good plan ahead of him, and Tibbs was definitely a big factor in all these players. Like you see Kemba and Fournier, they seem like they are Tibbs players. So, I mean, the impact he makes on getting all these players, like you saw, we got Derrick Rose because of him, and I mean, he makes such a big impact, Tibbs in that, and I mean, um, it really shows something about coaching in this league. Coaching, it's forgotten about. The NBA's turned to such a big players league. It's gone away from like how to act, like how teams used to be built.
Exactly. Because we go from 2019 to 20 season where we finished 21-45 and the season gets shut down. And we open up the 2021 season with basically the same roster with small additions like Quickly and then trading for Rose, but with generally the same roster. The only thing that really changed was coaching, and they went from the 12th or 13th seed all the way up to 4. Everything changed in a matter of a year. Culture changed. Everything changed, but essentially the roster. Like it was truly amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, it definitely you went from 21 wins to 41 wins. That's a huge 20-win change, and
And the
I mean,
shortened season too.
yeah, in a shortened season. And a lot of people think that that season was an asterisk and that, and that it's a shortened season. But I feel like it's not a shortened season because
Mhm.
it's not like every single season you make a fourth seed in that, and 41 wins in a normal season would get you to the eighth seed.
Yeah, you could
You could
playoffs with 41.
yeah, you could make the playoffs with 41 wins.
Yeah,
So,
you'll be right there at the eighth seed. Mm-hmm.
and even the eighth seed for us would have been a huge, huge, huge success. But we
Yeah.
made the fourth seed.
I mean, there definitely were factors that played in our favor. Like, if you look at other teams in the East, they had serious issues with like COVID and stuff, like Miami did, Boston did. We only had one game last year that was postponed due to COVID, and it wasn't even on our team. It was against the Spurs. That game got postponed, and it wasn't even our fault. We had, I think, Rose was in protocols for a little bit. Frank was in there for a little bit. Those were the Burks. Those three were the ones that got put in protocols. But for the main part though of the season, really, we had the group together, which was huge. Last year was about really just keeping the group together, staying tight knit, not venturing out because you'll be put in protocols.
Yeah, and I mean, it clearly worked, but still, I mean, like you even saw in the playoffs, like Miami, like they didn't play that good. But this year, I feel Miami will definitely be an upgrade because they have Kyle Lowry now, and I feel like Boston. I feel like I don't know what's going on with them, but
Yeah, I mean they'll probably be a little better, but no, they'll probably be around
they'll
fifth.
probably be worse, actually, in my opinion.
I don't know. I mean, I think Schroeder's a good fit. They got him on a good deal. And then they got pretty much the same team around them. Jaylen Brown will be back soon from injury. Tatum, another year of experience under his belt, playing in the Olympics. That was a great experience for him. And then they recently just signed, Robert Williams to that big deal. 4 years, 44 million, I'm pretty sure. So now, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Schroeder's like a downgrade from Kemba if you think about it. Yeah, Kemba might have his injuries and that, but when Kemba's playing at his best, and I'm not biased in that by any means. Um, I know, like, I don't try to overhype our players or any players, but like, even if Kemba's on a different team, I would say the same exact thing.
Yeah, when Kemba's on, he's on. I just hope he's on more frequently.
Yeah, but even when Kemba's on, he's on.
Yeah. But even for the deal we got Kemba, 2 years, 18 million or 2 years, 19 million, you cannot go wrong with that. Even if you get 50 to 60% of Kemba, hey, I'll take that because we got him on a
Absolutely,
super team friendly
absolutely.
contract. You can't
Not
go.
like a Joakim Noah.
We're still paying him. I believe this year is the last year of the Joakim Noah contract extension.
Whatever happened to that 70 million? Where did that go? He last time I checked, he was on a New York subway and that looking like he was homeless in that. I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, after he got bought out, they stretched out his contract and he got paid. I don't know exactly what it is per year. I think it's like 8 to 9 million a year. And this year is his final installment. But I mean, the last I've heard of him, he played with the Clippers in the bubble, and then I think he retired after that.
I don't know where he is now. I mean,
Mhm.
he it seems like I don't know what he's been up to since he's left our team and that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter now because we're a good team. We're gonna be in the playoffs probably. I,
Mhm.
I think we will be in the playoffs.
Yeah, we should. We should.
And yeah, maybe even a fourth seed again, maybe even the second round.
I mean, I hope so. I think it'll definitely be a challenge to, be that fourth seed again. I just that'll be tough because a lot of other teams in the East got better. Like you said, Miami definitely improved, and then other teams did as well. And yeah,
Yeah, but I could see it happening. You could, I mean, I think it could, and I'm not. I feel like you could really believe in this team again. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say I hope that they make the fourth seed, and it could be possible.
yeah.
I'm
I mean, definitely want to aim for top six though, because you want to avoid that play-in tournament.
absolutely the playing is horrible.
It is because that can be, as you saw last year. I mean, you could finish like the seventh seed or the eighth seed, like the Warriors, and they lost twice, and damn, they were out. It's just it's a gamble going in there. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean it's that the playing tournament is not fun. We should try to make the sixth seed in that and top six in that. Who knows? Maybe we shock some teams in that, and we make the second round. I don't know.
I mean, I hope so because that's just improvement on last year. That's what you want to keep doing is you want to take it really. It's just one game at a time and just continue to improve. Because when you think about it, our team is still so young. We're not in a win now mode. We're still in the kind of not rebuilding phase, but like a building phase. We still got to develop our young guys. RJ is still 2021. Like it's crazy to think that he's matured so much. I expect a big jump from him this year. I hope he can reach all-star level right there. Cause I mean, I think he can do it. And he said that's his goal during media.
Absolutely. I feel like we're like where Philly was a couple of years ago with their process. We're in the middle between. I think we're in win now, but we're also in for the future.
Yeah. Cause we got a mix of players. We got sprinkling some young guys in there also with some vets. So I think it's a good balance because that's what you want. You don't want a just team of just full of young guys because there's going to be no
Or for
guidance
old
or
guys.
leadership.
Yeah, you don't want a team full of old guys. We saw, though that 2013 team was great. After that one season, what happened?
Yeah, things just fell apart. I mean, the only time I'll take an old team is this Lakers squad. I think they're going to be pretty good.
I think that they'll be pretty good in that. They'll definitely win some games and probably will win the championship, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
But
yeah, they got like 1 or 2 years before they're done.
yeah, this is like win all or it. It's just
Yeah,
you gotta win.
you have to. I mean, you put all your chips into one basket because if they don't win it, all those
Big
guys are on
failure.
1 year deals, and then it's just going to fall apart quickly.
Yeah, this is like if they don't win, I they'll always be known as like the biggest flop. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely see that. Um, Now, it's kind of an interesting topic I've been hearing. Do you consider this Lakers team to be a super team or no?
I don't think a super team, you know.
Yeah, me neither. I wouldn't
I
consider.
think they're a level behind that. Do
Yeah,
I think they're could be a championship team? Absolutely.
yeah,
Super team? Nah.
yeah. Nah. This was 5 years ago. If this was,
5 years ago, Melo, DeAndre Jordan, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. God, yeah,
I mean, if you were to
absolutely.
tell me that group would be together 5 years ago, I'd be like, no way.
Dwight Howard, you know,
They're crazy.
Rondo. Yeah, that would have been a super team easy.
Easily. And they even got other solid young guys too with Malik Monk, Kendrick Nunn. They signed some of those guys.
Kyle Kuzma.
And then also, Taylor Horton Tucker, I think is pretty
Yeah.
solid. So
Yeah, he's pretty solid in that, but we'll have to see. You know, in Brooklyn, I don't know. I don't know about the Nets. I think it's Bucks Lakers.
really, I mean, my favorites out of the East is going to be Brooklyn, but this is all depending on health, to be honest with you. If Brooklyn has all three of their guys, and that's if Kyrie is vaccinated for the playoffs, and I just don't think they're going to be beat. Last year, Brooklyn was up to what were they up in the series against Milwaukee? 1-0, 2-0, and then
Yeah.
Milwaukee came back because Irving got hurt, Harden with the hamstring, and it was basically KD, and that was kind of it.
Hey, and even if Kyrie does have it, like the vaccine now, I mean, Kyrie always finds a reason to skip basketball. I think he's one day just gonna not show up, and then he's gonna go on air and be like, "I'm retiring." Nah,
I mean, yeah, he's definitely he has a polarizing personality, to be honest with you.
he's
You don't really know what
unreliable.
he's gonna do. Like I saw earlier today, there was reports that he has zero trade value, but I'm not sure because he causes a lot of headaches off the floor.
Yeah, like he's like the worst guy to build your team around because he's just unreliable in that. You can't
I
like
mean, yeah, he's a great player on the floor, basketball talent wise, excellent. It's just the off court shenanigans is really what hurts his
you
value
don't
to a
know
team.
if he's got to show up to practice or show up to your games and that. Like you don't know.
Last year, he literally took a week off to go to a birthday party and didn't even inform his team. It was found out through a picture on social media that went viral. The league looked into it, fined him, and he was put in protocols. But it's just stuff like that is what kind of can hurt a team's chemistry.
Absolutely, and it affects how the team plays in that, and he's just unreliable, and that's not the type of person you want for your team in that. And I've always felt that you never know with Kyrie whether he's who he's mad at, like you never know what his intentions are, and he's just not the type of person to have on your team. And that, I mean,
Oh yeah, especially this team. Kyrie wouldn't fit on this team. You got Tibbs, who's going to want like the most from you. He's going to demand a lot from you. He wants you to be in the gym constantly, and Tibbs would not be very pleased with Kyrie taking days off. Let's just
oh
say that.
my god, I cannot see him being on this team.
Yeah,
He was never built for being on the Knicks. With that media and that, imagine he
yeah.
would like it would be a field day right now.
Oh, it would be. I mean, the Knicks definitely have, I would say, probably the toughest media, and then the Nets are probably right up there in the top conversation. I mean, he's having a tough time with them. Wait, imagine if he was here. Because if we go back to the 2019 offseason, like Kyrie, I was kind of skeptical on. Like, I wouldn't mind Kyrie, but I really wanted KD. I mean, you can't go wrong with KD. I mean,
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Like Kyrie's just like I don't know, but I could see like the media being so at him and like, where is he? Where is he? You know, it's just so crazy. And I mean,
it is. I used to really be a big fan of him too, back when he was with Cleveland in those 2016 days with LeBron. But then after, like towards the end of his tenure there, when he requested out, and then he kind of took shots at LeBron. I don't know. That kind of
he
turned me
did
off.
LeBron sort of dirty in that. Even
Yeah.
though I don't like LeBron completely,
Mhm.
he did LeBron dirty when he went to Boston. He went completely crazy, and he's
Yeah.
just I don't know what's happened to him, but he used to be like in his Cleveland days. Like I mean, he like I found him fun to watch. I found him like
hmm
this
I still think
decent
he's fun to watch
guy
on the
that
floor. Like, don't get me wrong, on the floor, he's amazing to watch. His skill set is so in depth and diverse with what he can do with the ball. He can take it off the floor. He can pull up 3-pointer, drive to the basket. He has good court vision. He can do everything, but it's just the off the court stuff is what kind of turns me off.
yeah, and I mean he was on the track to being a great player in that in this league. Like he could have been like up there in if he didn't have all this stuff going on and he led the team good in Boston and all that, he could have been in the MVP conversation, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, his numbers were up there and his impact on the team was
Yeah, he
very
was.
big.
Yeah, he was just starting to get to that level in that.
He
Um,
was, but then unfortunately, he kind
Once
of just
he took
lost it.
over in Boston, everything went downhill for
He
him.
did. I mean, his teammates speak highly about him. If you ask the Celtics teammates, they definitely, appreciate what he did for them. I mean, he vowed to the Celtics fans on open practice that he was going to resign, but obviously never take that seriously because things always change. But yeah,
God, and it clearly changed on him in that. And I can't believe what happened. But at this point, it is what it is. And yeah, um, so hopefully we're good this year in that. And I think we will. And yeah, I'm repping, the boy Mello.
hello, yes. And then, but yeah, so
Out
first preseason game is next Tuesday against
I'm gonna be in
Indiana,
the house.
October 5th. So that
Yeah,
should look good.
I'm gonna be in the house.
Oh,
It's
you're
gonna
going to
be
that one?
fun. Yeah,
Nice.
going. It's gonna be good. Everything will be good. Hopefully, we whoop Sabonis's.
I mean, it's preseason. I mean, Sabonis will probably get 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I mean, really, just I'm interested to just see though in preseason. What I want to see is just guys getting back into shape, and then also getting a good look at Grimes and McBride. Obviously, we kind of know what Randall's going to give you, what RJ is going to give you. But typically, like preseason, the first few, I think we're playing 4 preseason games this year. The first 2, they'll probably, get their feet wet. And those last 2, I'm telling you, Tibbs is going to run those guys basically full rotation. That's what he did last year in preseason.
Oh yeah, that game against Cleveland, he just
Yeah, we blew
pulled
them.
on out.
That was crazy. Tibbs was running the main rotation in a preseason game against the Cavs.
Yeah,
You
those
gotta
two
love
last
Tom.
games. Those
Mm-hmm.
2 last games against Cleveland, he was literally having them like take control of the entire game in that.
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah,
we
Florida
played.
worked legit.
Yeah, we played Detroit twice there, and then we played Cleveland twice here.
Yeah, so I think that's what's gonna happen. You're definitely gonna see a game where they just look they're gonna be playing really great in preseason
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
that like the team is gonna have a rhythm and you'll definitely see down some of those last games in preseason, the last 2 games.
Yeah, that's when they'll really ramp things up and try to get a set rotation for opening night.
And hopefully that can go into opening night and Tibbs gets promised, and like you saw what happened with Quickly in that, and those games in the situation he
Yeah,
became in our team in that. He became a crazy vocal point in that.
he did.
So, yeah, this is the opportunity for them to show up and show their worth in that. And if
Yeah.
they continue to play like that, they'll definitely get some minutes. They're not going to get a crazy amount because we got a lot of depth, but you could definitely find a way to have them coming off the bench in some games, and
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Yeah,
as
but
long as
I'm definitely excited to see the progression of Toppin Obi. I mean, what I saw in the summer league was a completely different version of Obi than we saw last year. He looks so much more comfortable, and I believe he even said yesterday the game is starting to slow down for him. He's able to find his role now. He knows where to go on the floor. He's making more cuts, as you saw last year in the first 3/4 of the season. Kind of just stood in the corner, didn't really move around a lot. Then we kind of saw in the last quarter of the season and into the playoffs, started getting a little bit more of a
um,
groove, and then into summer league where he just completely tore it off. Now I hope this is not like a Kevin Knox type summer league where he completely fools us, but yeah.
I feel like he has some momentum, but we'll have to see. Kevin Knox. Where'd you see him on this team? In that, he's like the one player that he sort of seems like you sort of give up on him.
At this point, I mean,
At this point, he just
he'll make the 15-man roster, but he's not going to get any burn. He will not touch the floor at all. I really don't think he will. Unless he shows something in practice, maybe he'll get 5 minutes. But I mean, besides that, nothing. He still looks the exact same. He hasn't put on any extra muscle, hasn't lost weight. He's still the same. He doesn't play with a motor. He kind
yeah,
of goes out there and plays through the motions. You don't really see him.
should play like that, like how he plays on Fortnite in his other game.
Yeah. But I mean, I thought Tibbs would have lit a spark in him, but you really haven't seen that. Because in the beginning of last year, Tibbs gave Kevin the opportunities to go out there and show what he can do, and he just didn't do it. There was a point, though, when he was hitting the 3 ball consistently, like 43% from the corner. But besides that, I mean, you just didn't really see much from him, not defensively. And that's what really made Tibbs unhappy was the effort on defense was just not there.
Yeah, and
Letting guys cut back door, letting guys get right by him. Tibbs was not having that.
yeah, and I mean, Knox has to step. He's definitely probably we might see him at I don't know, like Dick Sporting Goods in a couple years.
I mean, he just needs a fresh start. Honestly, just go to like Cleveland or somewhere where you at least maybe you'll get some minutes because you're not getting minutes here. It's not happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, or you know what? Maybe he goes to the G League, gets confidence up. I don't
I mean,
know.
yeah, that could definitely be another option is sending him over to Westchester. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Worst case, you send him to Beijing.
Beijing. I mean, this is right here. I mean, this is a make or break deal for him, make or break year for him because this is a contract year. After this, his rookie deal is up, and then he becomes a free agent. And unless he shows significant improvement, he's not coming back. Not at all.
He's definitely
Probably go. He'll probably go to Dallas. He'll probably go to Dallas.
just like Frank,
Yep.
taking our sloppy seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was great having you on. Always great having you on.
Thank
Go
you.
follow him, NickMSG.
Yes, sir.
Formerly known as Baseball.
Yeah, that's the OG.
But NickMSG, go follow him. Uh, let's go Knicks!
Oh,
Peace.
see ya.